So good evening to everybody. Tonight we're going to do some yoga and we're very happy to have Jerome with us this evening from London. So hello to Jerome. So first of all, let's lie on the floor, shall we? And we're going to have a big stretch. So if you have a chair behind you, and we're going to catch hold of the chair and just lie on the floor and push the chair away and just see how long you can get your body. And we're just going to breathe in through the nose, out through the nose. Lovely. And now just do an extra stretch with the right arm and the left leg. So you're doing a diagonal stretch across your body. And then the left leg and the right arm, extra stretch across diagonally. Feeling that. You might notice it in different places depending where you're needing that. And then we're going to do both hands, both arms, both legs. Lovely. And then let's just hug the right knee to the chest and stretch out that left leg, tuck your shoulders under. So we're really stretching through that left leg, and then as we exhale, let it float up. Inhale, float it down. Exhale, float up. Inhale, float down. Exhale, float up and down. Okay, and let's change side. So we're hugging the left knee and we're straightening that right leg. Tuck your shoulders under and floating up and down. Floating up and down. Lovely. And then both knees hug to your chest. We're going to just catch around the right leg, stretching your right foot up in the air, and let's do some nice ankle circles. Changing that direction. And down. Let's change legs. So we're holding on to the other leg, the left leg. Stretch it up in the air and we're rotating. Keep our shoulders nice and open, making circles. With our foot, lovely big circles. Changing our direction. Nice, lovely. Okay, and then from there we're going to just cross the right knee over the left knee and catch your ankles. So we're crossing that right knee, catch our ankles and pull your ankles towards you. So your knee comes closer to your chest. And then as you exhale, can you lift your head, see if you can bring your forehead onto your knee and down. Take a breath in. Exhale, lift the head. See if you can bring the forehead to touch the knee. And exhale, lift forehead to touch the knee. Good, and then undo the legs and we'll go the other way. So the left knee is over the right knee. Catch the ankles again. Pull the ankles towards you so the knee comes more to your chest. Exhale, lift. Forehead to knee and down. Exhale, forehead to knee, and down. Exhale, forehead to knee, and down. Lovely, and then release. Now we're going to cross the ankles and then take a breath. We're going to come sitting up. I'm going to now go into a nice kneeling position. Is everyone okay for kneeling? If you're not kneeling, you can do this standing on a chair like this. If you're finding kneeling is not going to be very good for your body at the moment. So take the knees under the hips and your feet hip distance, spread your hands. Now imagine that you've got something on your back, so your back's got to keep really straight, and just slide your left leg away and then lift up your left leg. That's it. Nice straight leg, point your toe and down. Stretch the right leg away and lift your leg. Lovely, Jerome. Yeah. And down. Now we're going to add the arms. So we're going to take the left leg up and then take the right arm up. So you're balanced on one hand and one knee. And down. And take the right leg away and the left hand lift up. Shoulder away from the ears. Way, lovely. That's it. And down. So we'll do that once more on each side. So left hand away, right hand away, coming up. Change side. Right leg, left arm coming up. And down. Right, so from there we're going to sit on our heels and just fold over and see if you can get your head down. See if you can get your head on the floor or on a cushion. You can use a cushion if something that's a little bit higher if you need that. And then you can take your hands by your side. Your hands are near your feet. And then coming up, we're going to now lie on our tummy. And we've got our chair in front of us. So first of all, stretch out your hands so that you're really reaching onto your chair. So have the chair, if you can hold on onto the hands, or if you've got a little ledge, you can hold on to the ledge. So we're stretching. And then pushing the chair slightly into the chair, just see if you can roll your chest off the floor a little bit. Thinking about your pubic bone where it's contacting the floor, just push it slightly down and forward. Breathing. Shoulders away from the ears. Now if you can let go and just take your hands behind your back, but keep up, your body up, lovely. Keep that pubic bone down and forward. That's it, lovely. And then just have a little rest. And then we're going to do that again. So if it was easy for you, just bring your chair a little bit closer so that when you push into your chair, you come up a little bit higher. But if you find that it was quite hard work and maybe pinching your back. Just stay quite low. If you can go higher, lovely. And then think about where your the front of your pelvis is contacting the floor. Bring that forward and down, sliding it forward and into the floor. Now can you let go with your hands and open the chest. And relax, have a little rest. Okay, so we'll do that again. If you find it easy, you can take your hands even higher onto your chair or just higher up on the legs. And this time, let go, take the hands behind you and lift your legs as well. So you're making a banana shape with your body. Lovely, and then release, and then just have a little rest again. And then let's come up. Okay, so we'll do a little dog stretch now. So we're going to again go onto our hands and knees and walk your hands forward a little bit. Take your feet hip distance, tuck your toes under, and we're going to push up into our dog. Imagine that someone's caught the tops of your legs and they're taking your tailbones going up and back. And then see if you can begin to bring the heels down towards the floor, sliding the ears down towards the thumbs. And then if you can start to bring the armpits closer to the floor. Breathing. Okay, so let's have a little rest from there. Go back to our pose of the child. So we're resting forward. Okay, and then let's go again. So we're going back into our dog pose. Spreading the feet, tuck our toes under, and coming up. You can take the feet far enough away from your hands that you get a nice long stretch through the spine. Spreading that right foot. Can we lift that left leg up in the air? And then bringing that foot back, spread that left foot. Let's take that right leg up in the air. Okay, now we're going to take a big breath in, and as we exhale, take that right foot and bring it all the way forward into your pigeon pose. So you can use your chair if you like. We're going to see if we can settle the hips down a little bit, but try and have the hips square. If you're happy, you can have the hands on the floor or just maybe up on some blocks. And then we're going to just come forward if you want to. Now, if you want to stay high, then stay high. Coming forward, and imagine that your body's made of water and you're wanting to bring the weight into the back hip. Now, tuck your back foot under, and we're going to really straighten that back leg. Walk your hands away and push your hands into the floor, and as if you're pushing the floor away from your knee, away from your body. Facing down, so we've got a long parallel to the floor trunk. Shoulders away from the ears. And we're breathing. Lovely. And then we're going to fall into the right hip, catch that left knee, and then rolling back so that your hips face parallel to the mat again. See if you can slide the knee away a little bit. Breathing. Lovely, and then release. Okay, and then we're going to go back into our dog stretch. So hands on the floor, tuck your back foot under, back up into our dog. Spreading our feet, and let's send that right leg, our left leg back up in the air again. That's it, lovely, Jerome, wow. That's terrific. And then we're going to bring that back leg forward. And then we're going to drop the weight into our left buttock, coming down just as much as feels right for you. And then tucking your back foot under, straighten the back leg. Bring your hands in front of you, and it's push the floor away. You're pushing the floor away from your body. Parallel as much as you can. We have your trunk parallel to the floor. Really spread the toes and send the back heel away. And then release. Coming onto your left hip, see if you can catch around your ankle, and then we're going to come back facing the floor, and then just stretching that knee away. That's it. So your knees, your thighs pointing down to the floor. Breathing. So it may be that you're still needing to just stay on your hip, because that's quite a strong stretch for some people. So you're only really rolling around if you find it. That stretch is doable. One more breath. Lovely. And then release. Okay. So from there, let's sit on the floor. And if you bring both feet to one side, so in order to do that, you may find that you need to sit up on something. So we'll have the feet to the left. We're taking our left hand, we're going to put it underneath and turn. So you're kneeling and you're going to turn. Okay, and we'll go to the other side. So we're kneeling and we're taking the knees to the other side. And we're going to take that right hand, put it under the left leg and turn. Dropping into that, drop the right hip down as you turn to the left. And release. If that pose is really not working for you, then you can, if you sit up quite high, I think you'll find you'll get some approximation of it going on. So we're going to go back to the first side now. And what I'd like you to do is get your belt and just pop it around. So we've got our feet going to the left, and take the belt around your left arm and then just catch it with your right hand behind your back. Then you're going to take your left hand and turn again, this time just pulling onto your belt. Now, those of you that are super flexible might be able to catch your arm if you haven't got an injury, which I have. So we're just getting an extra little twist there going on. So you've got the belt around your left arm, you're catching with the right behind your back, and you're bringing that left hand in front of the right knee. And then we're lifting and turning. Trying to keep that left hip down as much as we can. And release, lovely. Now, take the feet to the other side, so we're getting the feet to the left, and then we'll have our belt around around the right hand and reach behind your back to catch. And if you can catch around your arm, then great. And then we're going to swing the right hand underneath the legs and turn. Breathing. Lovely, and then release. Okay, so from there, we're going to take our legs wide apart, and we can sit up on something if that helps us. Lovely, nice wide legs, Jerome, beautiful. And then we'll take our belt round our right foot, and we're going to catch the right, or we can catch our foot, and we're going to just turn to the left. Lovely wide legs. You can just push your hand, if you don't have a belt, just push your hand against your right leg to help you turn. Lovely lift up through the spine. Beautiful. And then let's lift that right hand up in the air, the left hand, I mean, up in the air. And then if we can, take the arm over the head and leaning down to the side. Breathing. And then inhale to come up. Right, let's go to the other side. Big wide legs. Left hand against the left leg, and we're pushing against the leg, and we're turning to look behind us. That's it. Look to the sofa, Jerome. Yeah. Nice tall spine. Breathing. And then we can, yeah, I forgot to tell you, if you find the belt helpful, make sure you swap it. Lift the arm up, turn your palm, and we're leaning over now to that left side, left thigh. Keep the spine as long as you can, and see if you can keep a long arm so you're not bending in the elbow. And we're rotating to see if we can look underneath the armpit. Breathing. Nice, and release. Good. Okay, so from there, let's bring our feet together. And we'll do our Baddha Konasana. So we're sitting with the soles of the feet together. And let's just use any props that you want under your knees. So you've got something, so the knees feel supported. And we can take our belt again. We're going to make a loop. Under the feet, and then we're pulling up. So we want really long spine from the pubic bone up to the sternum to crown of the head, shoulders rolling back and down. So we've got our knees out to the side. We're lifting up really tall. Breathing. Now if you can dispense with the belt and just catch your feet. And see if you can recreate the height through the spine as you do that, through the front of the spine. Lovely long body, long spine. Creating more space between the vertebrae. And as you lengthen up, can you see if you can push the feet together and let the knees open. So the knees open out to the side. And then we're going to bend forward if we can. So we're hinging forward, see if we can get the head down towards the floor. and release. Lovely. And then we'll stretch out again. Great. Okay, so from there, let's cross the legs. Now, if Kirsten, you can do this against the wall if you like. So if you have something to sit on, you're leaning against your sofa, you can do this. You can do this like that. If I think you're okay with this, aren't you, Kirsten? So basically, give it a go. So what we're doing is we're stacking the knees. So the right knee is on top of the left knee. And if you need to sit up on something, then do. So you want to have your heels out to the side. And you're catching the knee, and see how tall you can make yourself. So let your sit bones descend. Open the chest. Breathing. Lovely. See how tall you can make yourself. Can you lengthen even more? Crown to ceiling. And then we're taking that right arm and see if you can catch. So you're bringing the right arm forward, you're taking the left arm round, swinging it all the way around. Try and bring your hands together, fingers to ceiling. Nice. And then take your arms wide, and we're just going to hinge forward. And release, so stretching out the legs again, and we'll go to the other side. So you can do that from quite a height. Get up as high as you need to get some kind of cross going on. If you can get the left knee above the right, and try and get these heels out to the side, so you're sitting in between your heels, and just come as high as you need. Catching the knee, and we'll just get as much height as we can. Shoulders rolling back and down. So it's quite an active push against your knee, and the knee resists, and from there you get that lengthening up. Yeah, lovely. Think about your sit bones. Can you send them down into the floor and slightly back? And then we're taking that left hand, swinging round. And release. Arms wide, and we're going to hinge forward. If there's any forward movement there. Lovely, and then coming up. Good, and we'll stretch our legs out, give them a little shiggle. Right, let's get up onto something now. So we're going to kneel, sitting on a little bit of height. And then take your right foot forward. So you're just kneeling with the left knee. And then start to take your hands behind you. And as you do that, stretch your left knee away until I want you to feel that stretch through the front of your thigh. Let me show this sideways. That's lovely. And if you find that some of you be quite happy with that, you can go further down, as long as your back's got something to support it. And then we're just letting our feet point backwards, and we're beginning to bring the top of the foot more down on the floor, and send that left knee away. Walking these toes closer towards your shoulder. So this knee goes down on the floor, and then if you can stretch through onto your chair. So check that your back's supported. If your back's floating in the air, then you've gone too low. And as long as you've got something happening in this knee, then that's what we're looking for. In not the knee, in the front of the hip flexor. So if you're not all the way down, if you're staying up, some of you'll get a really good stretch just by being in about this position and sending your knee away. So it's really for if you find that you want to stretch a little bit more, you can go down to get that extra stretch. So the back ribs, if you are doing that, staying down, and the head supported. You may find you need to lift your head higher than your back. Lovely. So let's just change legs. So we'll bend both knees, and then take your back, your other leg, your right leg, toes going back behind you. Walking your toes towards your shoulder, sending that right knee away and down. And then if you can catch your chair, get a little stretch. If you're not lying down on anything, that's fine. Just stay where you're getting something happening, but not so much that you can't soften into it. Breathing. So this is half Supta Virasana that we're doing here. Lovely, and then freeing that leg as well. Great, and then just have a little stretch. Good, excellent. Oh, Jerome's got his belt, that's great. So let's sit down again, and with our legs straight out, and we'll take our belt, You got your belt there, Jerome? And we're going to lift it up to the ceiling. Stretching both feet in front of us. Stretch our heels away. Drop the shoulders down. If we can, take the hands behind us. Stretch. Now, if you find that your elbows are a bit tight and it's hard to straighten, just make your arms wider. And don't go back so far that it's hurting you. So just so you can keep pushing up, you can keep the shoulders down. And then we're going to exhale and we're going to loop the belt around our feet, catch around your feet. Again, lifting up tall as we can. Now, some of you can work your hands down your belt if there's some forward movement there. Some of you might need to lean back a little bit. Want to get a nice straight spine. That's lovely. So what you're thinking about doing is bringing your tummy forward. So you're folding your tummy onto the tops of your thighs, rather than thinking about diving down with the chest. So the fold comes here, then the chest follows. Great. So you can hang forward, just go wherever you can. If you want to use your chair, you can bring your chair in front of you. So that you're hinging onto the chair. So to get that feeling of bending forward with some kind of support. You don't all need a chair. It's just helpful if you want to have a bit more height. And if you have got some blocks and you're fairly well down, you can think about trying to make something for your head to land on. Your forehead to land on, because then once your forehead's down, you can think about bringing the forehead forward. So if you've got it landing on something, just helps you, gives you that reference point to lengthen forward. More breathing. Lovely, and then release. So don't worry, when you first start doing these yoga forward bends, it's quite challenging for various reasons. One is that it's about your hamstrings, because you're not going to be able to bend forward if your hamstrings are tight. So that's one thing that happens. And then another thing is this little tilt here. So that's why it's quite helpful just to prop yourself up on something to help you come up and over. And then you can just rest on whatever height you need, so that you're beginning to get that feeling of forward bend, but without pushing your body too quickly, so that it starts to constrict again, it starts to pull back against the movement. So just be gentle and kind with yourself, and don't judge your body. Just be where you are and move as you can in a way that gives you a nice feeling. Right, well, I want to try and do another upside down. So we're going to, we need our chair. And we're also going to get a blanket, which you won't all need, but some of you will need it. So if you can get something that's going to be wider, as wide as your shoulders, and we're going to sit on the blanket, go to our chair, so our feet are on the chair, it could be a sofa, and then work your way in such a way that your head's on the mat and your shoulders are raised onto the blanket. So just get it as thick as you can, your blanket, and especially if you find that that your shoulders are a bit tight, it's good to have a thick blanket. Now if you find upside downs are a bit problematic for you, then just make sure that you're far enough away from your chair, so when you've got your shoulders on, you're just going to push up on the chair, so you don't really need to go that high. You just want to get some kind of lift up. So you can see I'm on a bit of a slope here. So you've got your shoulders on, but your head is off the blanket and on the mat. So it's only your shoulders that are supported. And pushing against your sofa or whatever, you can have your hands by your side. And just beginning to get a lift. So we're trying to get the front of the pelvis a little bit forward, pushing the feet into the floor, and then just down again. Have a little rest. So that's all I want you to do for those of you that find it coming up is problematic, and you can try just maybe taking your feet even further away so that think about more just lifting your hips and beginning to roll onto the tops of your shoulders. And then just hold it for a couple of breaths and then come down again. So those of you that are actually okay with coming up can then take your chair closer and tuck your shoulders under. So don't be in a rush to go higher, just stay with the level that you can begin to experiment with getting that slight lift. And then those of you that are ready can take one foot up in the air. And down, the other foot in the air. And then you can just do that, just switch legs, or if you want to try bringing both legs up. Working your hands in, working your hands up the back. Have the inner ankles towards each other. Soles of the feet reaching up to the ceiling. If you feel like you've had enough, just have a rest. Come down, rest your calves onto your sofa or on your chair. If you're okay, keep your left leg where it is. We're going to drop the right leg down to the floor. And then both legs back up. Keep your right leg where it is. Drop the left leg down. And then both legs up. Okay, and then take the the left leg back behind you as much as you can, and then the right leg just comes a little bit forward. So Hazel, take your left leg back a bit more, and your right leg is only just acting as a ballast. Now keep both knees straight. So you're doing a kind of sideways scissors. And change. So we're taking right leg back behind. So take that back leg back more than you think. And then soles of the feet together. I'm going to rotate to the right. And then rotate the other way, supporting your body on your opposite arm. And then bringing your legs back, knees together. If you can take the knees onto your forehead or tuck your toes behind you. And then we're going to roll down onto our chair. And then if you can manage to just turn yourself around, so you're actually now got your head near your chair. And if you adjust your blanket so that your head is off the mat again, on the mat, and your shoulders are raised. And then we're going to try and see if we can bring the feet up on the chair, bring the knees up on the chair. Or you might just have the tips of the feet on the chair, and then we'll just roll down under control. Great, that's quite intense, but it's just another way to work to begin to get the benefit. The reason why shoulder stand is included in so kind of prized in yoga is you get all this working, squeezing, massaging all the glands and so on around your neck and throat. Very good. Okay, so let's just have a relax now. So we're going to come onto our chair, and we'll just bring the right ankle in front of the left knee. Popping something under your head if you find that feels nice. And we'll just change the leg that's in front there, bringing that left foot in front now. really relax the upper body, the shoulders, the arms. And then we're going to just bring our both calves back on the chair. Now, if you like, you can raise your hips as well. It's so that you can tuck your shoulders under. If you've got your hips up on something, on a couple of cushions, you'll find that it's a really lovely way just to soften and relax in the shoulders. Especially if you were up doing that shoulder stand, because it's quite intense what goes on in the shoulders and neck. So if you get your hips raised up on something, take your arms out to the side and looking up, let our feet relax. So the knees are going out to the side and the feet, the toes are falling away from the heels. And we're just going to breathe in through the nose and out through the nose. Just letting the backs of your hands be heavy on your mat, fingers curling. See with every exhalation if you can make your legs a little bit heavier, your arms and the backs of your shoulders a little bit heavier, your hips a little bit heavier onto your support. Lovely, and then we'll just bring our knees to our chest. Just take a moment with the knees towards your chest. And then just let your knees fall to the right a little bit. Fall to the left. And then we'll all roll onto one side. And if we come into sitting, lovely, and then we'll just finish together. So take a moment just to feel the connection, sky to earth, earth to sky, going through your body, through your spine, having the spine as long as we can. Lovely. Thank you all.